Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's simple and sweet daily practice. This flow is great for every day, just to get your day started with something not too intense and not too serious or extreme, but just a really sweet, soft, kind of dreamy way of moving. All that you'll need is yourself and some place to move, and when you're ready, let's get into it. We'll get started today on all fours, tabletop, hands and knees. So climb up to where your shoulders are stacking over your wrists and your hips come over your knees. Then dig all 10 of your fingertips down into the earth. Stretch your fingers as long as they'll go and hug them toward the center of each palm. Inhale for cow pose. Gently drop your belly, your chest, and your heart down toward the mat as you curl your gaze and your tailbone up. And then exhale for cat. Press away from the earth, dome your shoulders, pick up your spine toward the sky, drop your head at the bottom and gaze toward your thighs. Inhale for cow, wave forward, soften your front body, contract your back body. Exhale for cat, press down, curl up, suction your belly button to your spine. One more round. Inhale for cow, heart shines forward, spread your sitting bones wide. Exhale, press the earth away from you. Relax the back of your neck and hollow your belly. Come back to a neutral spine and then tuck your toes behind you and press down and forward through your palms to pick up your knees. Glide super slowly back to downward facing dog. Dig your index finger mounds down into the earth. Root all of your finger pads, stretch your arms while you hug your forearms toward the midline, and then see if you can revolve your shoulder blades even more away from you. Notice how this affects your foundation, how this affects your stability here. Pedal your feet if you like. Rock your hips side to side. And take a big full sweeping inhale, pull up from the earth all the way to the balls of your feet. And then bend your knees generously in toward your chest so your thighs and your stomach connect. Inhale to lift your tailbone higher, spread your sitting bones wider, and then exhale, magnetize your heels down closer to the mat. They don't have to touch. You can keep a micro bend in the knees and stretch the back of your calves. One more like that. Inhale, pull up all the way through the fronts of your thighs into the core of your pelvis. Exhale, bend your knees a lot. Take a big full inhalation here. And exhale, gently sink your heels down toward the earth. Take a few more moments right here to connect with your breath. If you'd like to clear, sigh, make any noises, go for it. And then bring in your Ujjayi breath in and out through your nose like you're trying to fog up a mirror. On your next inhale, pull up high onto the balls of your feet, super slowly round forward to a high plank. Hug your belly up toward your spine. Press the earth away from you. As you exhale, at the same time, in the same way, lower both knees down to the earth. Inhale for cow, belly drops, heart shines forward. Exhale, shift so your wrists move in front, so your shoulders move in front of your wrists. Lower your elbows to graze your rib cage and then relax your heart and your chin down to the mat. Now stay here and breathe. Option to bring your hands to interlace at the base of your spine. Draw your shoulder blades together, keep a micro bend in your elbows, and then reach your wrists away from your tailbone. And let your heart burrow deeper into the earth. Relax your face. And then if you did clasp your hands, go ahead and release fingertips down. Thumbs come to the wide edges of your mat. The rest of your fingertips can fall off. Tuck your toes and curl your pubic bone up toward your sternum to wave all the way forward. Soften your belly, your heart. Back down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale to rise all the way up for Cobra. Charge your quads. Press your toenails down into the mat. Pull up through your front body. And then as you exhale, soften the back of your heart forward. Spin your biceps more toward the front wall of your space. And gently release all the way back down. Melt your front body into the earth. Plant your palms, tuck your toes, glide through tabletop all the way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, rise to the balls of your feet, round forward high plank. Exhale, sink both knees down at the same time in the same way, and as soon as they touch, melt your front body down, activate through your back body, spread your sitting bones wide. Exhale, elbows come in towards your rib cage, release your heart and your chin down. Option to interlace hands at the base of your spine, and then draw them both up and away from your body. Stay here, or maybe kick your heels in towards your butt. Deep, full breaths. Then relax the tops of your feet down to the mat. Press into them. Wave yourself forward like a reptile, all the way down to lie on your belly. Root into toenails and fingertips. Draw your tailbone towards your pubic bone up towards your heart. And inhale to rise all the way up to Cobra. As you exhale, melt into the posture. Imagine that your heart could swell even more up and forward like a fountain. One more breath here. And then release everything all the way back down to the mat. Plant your palms, tuck your toes. Come through hands and knees back to downward facing dog. One more round just like this. Inhale up to balls of feet, round forward high plank. Exhale, sink your knees gently down. And when they hit, inhale, pull your hands towards your knees, curl your back body. Exhale to melt, heart and chin down. Stay here, breathe. Pull your heels into your butt. Interlace your hands, expand your chest. And then release everything back down. Fingertips come off your mat. Press into them, untuck your toes. Wave yourself all the way forward and down. Inhale, rise up to Cobra. Exhale, settle here. Pull your shoulder blades together. Expand your collarbones away from each other and soften your mouth. Then sweetly lower back down. Root your palms, tuck your toes. Come through tabletop, glide back downward facing dog. Big, full breath in. Clearing breath out, release. Dig your left toes down into the earth and inhale to sweep your right leg high for three-legged down dog. Exhale, hug your right knee into your chest and then step your right foot as softly as you can manage down next to your right thumb. And drop your left knee. Inhale, kneeling warrior. Reach your fingertips all the way up high as your inner thighs hug together. Exhale, settle into your foundation here while keeping the squeeze, the activation, the tractioning together of right heel and left knee. One more big inhale. As you exhale, sprinkle your fingertips down, shift your hips back, flex your right toes up towards your right shin, outer right hip goes back as your left hip pulls slightly forward. Ardha Hanumanasana half splits. Inhale to grow from the core of your pelvis through the crown of your head. Exhale, release, bow your heart toward your right toes. 3 breaths here. Allow your breath to massage through the tightness, through the tension. And then begin to step back forward into your right foot. Left toes tucked behind you, pick up your left knee. Root your left palm to the outer edge of your mat. And then inhale to reach up through your right fingertips and gaze up at your right thumbnail with your left eye. Keep a little micro bend in your left elbow. And then hug your big toe mounds toward each other. Dig your left big toe mound down even more into the earth to charge your left quad. And then cactus through your right elbow, lean a little bit into your back body, open your heart, just sweetly though, never with force, only going to a spot that feels good. And then Release everything all the way back around forward. Swivel to face toward the long edge of your mat for Skandasana, low side lunge. Bend deeply into your right knee. Flex your left toes and magnetize your heels toward each other. Keep fingertips rooted or draw your palms to meet in front of your heart. And try to keep your spine lengthening, rooting down through your tailbone and elevating high through the crown of your head. One more breath here and dig deeper into what you're feeling. And revolve back to face the top of your mat and find pyramid pose. Turn your left toes out at 45. Right foot, all four corners root down. Grow longer through your spine by pulling your fingertips towards your back foot. And then as you exhale, melt your belly and your heart down over your right thigh. Relax the back of your neck. Pour the crown of your head toward the earth. Breathe here for 2 more rounds. Root down through your palms, coming to frame your right foot. Pick up your left heel, press away from the mat so much and hollow your core, so maybe you can pick up your right foot and glide it all the way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your left leg high, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, glide through to low lunge. Hollow your core as you make your transition all the way through and down. Right knee lowers to the earth. As you inhale, fingertips float up overhead. And then exhale, melt your pelvis down and forward while keeping the magnetization of left heel and right knee. Keep your core engaged. Inhale here to press down through your feet and grow up through your fingertips. Exhale, glide your hips back, fingertips come down, flex your left toes. Hanumanasana, inhale, ripple your spine back and front, expand your vertebrae away from each other. Exhale, melt forward, bow over your left leg. 3 breaths here. Make them deep, make them full, and make them directed. As you breathe, stay active through your legs. So rather than just passively settling, try to keep your hips square by hugging left heel and right knee toward each other. On your next inhale breath, step forward into your left foot, pick up your right knee, root your right big toe. Then step your right hand out to the side of your mat as you sweep your left fingertips all the way up overhead. Lift your gaze. Keep buoyancy through your pelvis by squeezing your feet toward each other. And then begin to glide your heart open toward the ceiling. And let this feel good. Imagine that your rib cage could swivel even more toward the left. And then begin to revolve your left hand all the way back to the top of your mat inside your left foot. Turn to face the long edge of your mat and melt into Skandasana. Left leg deeply bent, right toes flex. Maybe palms meet in front of your heart. Find a steady point to focus your gaze. And allow your body to relax into this shape. And that doesn't mean not to stay active, but find spots where you can soften even with the effort. One more breath here. And then revolve all the way back to face the top of your mat. Coming to pyramid pose. Left leg pulls toward straight. It doesn't need to be fully straight. And right toes shift out at about a 45-degree angle. Take an inhale to find more length through all the lines. Press down through your feet. Lift out of your pelvis. And then as you exhale, find more depth. As you gaze back at your right foot, press into your toes so much that the bottoms of your feet begin to turn white. And that's how you know you're pressing down firmly enough, really digging into your foundation. One more breath here. And then root your palms. Pick up your right heel, press away from the mat, glide your left foot all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward to high plank. Exhale, just glide right back, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg high. Exhale, knee comes to your chest and right foot steps all the way through low lunge. This time, keep your left knee lifting. Inhale, fingertips reach all the way up overhead. High lunge. Exhale, left palm comes down to the outside of your mat. Reach up with your right fingertips, gaze up with your left eye. Inhale to grow away from the earth while keeping a firm rooting down through your toes. Exhale to open your heart. Inhale, swivel back to face the top of your mat. Root your fingertips out and forward. So thumbs can stay on the mat, all the others go out. Then pick up your right toes, turn them to face towards your right hand, and root the knife edge of your right foot down to the earth. Take an inhale to squeeze both feet toward each other, really get fiery through your legs. Shine your heart toward the top of your mat by drawing your fingertips toward your toes. Then as you exhale, bend your elbows out deeply, wide to the sides, and melt your heart toward the earth. Stay for 2 more rounds of breath. Each time that you inhale, find a little bit of a lift. And each time that you exhale, dig into the sensation you're feeling. Draw your palms back toward your right foot so they're a little more under your shoulders. From here, see if you can just pick up your right foot to draw your right knee into your right tricep. Align your shin at somewhere between 45 and 90 degrees, and then set yourself up for half pigeon. Before you fold forward, take a moment to square your hips by pulling your feet toward each other. Roll your left inner thigh up toward the sky, puff up through your heart. And then on an exhale, you can begin to soften forward if that's serving you today. And allow yourself to settle into the sensation. And really go internally and explore even the most subtle aspects of what you're experiencing here. Let your shoulders get softer. Let your jaw relax. Maybe close your eyes if you like. And press your forearms or your palms or whatever's connected down to the earth. Plant your palms, tuck your left toes, pick up your left knee, press away from the mat to lift your right shin, and glide back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg goes high, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, knee pulls through into your chest. Step your left foot all the way forward. Feet are hips distance apart. Inhale, hug your inner thighs together, connect your core, rise your fingertips all the way up to high lunge. And then as you exhale, right palm comes to the outside of your mat, left fingertips float all the way up overhead. Easy twist. And keep your belly button pulling toward your spine, and then revolve your right rib cage toward your left rib cage. Left fingertips come all the way back down. Step them out and forward, and then bring your right fingertips up to match. Keep your left heel rooting, but pick up your left toes. Turn them out to face your left hand and root the knife edge of your left foot down. Inhale, hug the midline. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Dig down through your right big toe mound and anchor into the knife edge of your left foot. Then draw your heart forward. Exhale, bend your elbows wide away from you. And see if you could magnetize your heart toward the very core of the earth. 2 breaths here. And really try to go inside and feel. And then bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. And see if you can pick up your left shin, left knee to left tricep. Hover your shin and then lower down to set up for half pigeon. If your knee is angled at 45 degrees, try to keep your toes pointing in line and then square your hips. Lift up through your spine and your heart and then begin to bow forward. Breathe deeply into your low belly. And spread the breath to all the spaces that need it. And let it become more liquid. And then let it rinse away as you exhale anything that you don't need to be holding anymore. And last 2 breaths here. See how much you can commit to letting go. How fully can you drop down? And press down to rise up. Crawl your fingertips back in. Root your palms. Tuck right toes, pick up right knee. Squeeze your left knee up your left tricep and glide back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale, glide your way back, downward facing dog. Sink both of your knees down to the earth. Come down to sit and then swing your legs all the way around in front of you. Root down through your heels. Plant your fingertips next to your hips. Take an inhale to pull everything up away from the earth. Flex your toes towards your face. And then as you exhale, fold forward. You can crawl your fingertips one little step at a time. And wherever you are, breathe into what you're experiencing all along the back line of your body. Your hamstrings, your calves, your Achilles tendons, even the arches of your feet. And then feel more length being created between all of your vertebrae as you stretch more forward through your fingertips. Even if you don't actually stretch them more forward, imagine that you are. And if you can, find some place to rest your head, maybe down onto your legs or a block. And when you're ready, you can begin to rise all the way back up. Ground down through your feet, so draw your knees a little bit in. Reach forward through your fingertips, palms, spin to face up toward the sky. And then lower all the way down, really slowly, to lie on your back. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Flex your feet up toward the sky. Reach for either the outsides or the insides of your feet, or maybe fronts of your shins or behind your hamstrings, whatever feels accessible. And soften your knees out beside your rib cage for happy baby. Take a few moments to play. Straighten one leg and the other, maybe both at once. Feel your sacrum pressing down into the mat and the back of your head and the back of your heart. Then draw your knees into your chest, curl into a tight ball. Big inhale. Exhale, Shavasana. Let it all go. And feel everything pulling downward. See how quickly you can drop so that it's like you're being vacuumed or suctioned into the earth beneath you. Take a few moments to consciously soften away any remaining tension, tightness, or residue, anything that feels sticky or like you don't need it anymore, and like it's interfering with your ability to settle and to relax. And then allow yourself to fully surrender into your Shavasana. Go inside and let everything go. Begin to quietly, gently, calmly call yourself back. Let the next inhale that you take be deeper than the one before it, filling up all the way to the top of your lungs. Exhale and send the breath to every little corner of your body. Drench yourself in air. And begin to feel these little pinpricks of buzzing or energy or however you experience it moving throughout your system. And let these subtle little sparks bring new movement to your fingers and your toes. And waking back up again. And then stretch your arms back behind you. Reach your toes forward in front of you. Get as stretchy as you can. And allow the length to carry you into fetal pose on one side or the other. Go wherever you want to go and then drop for one more breath. Press into the earth and rise up to a seat. And let your knees be wide and let your hips feel open. You can face your palms up on your thighs. Keep your eyes closed or soften your gaze. Take a moment here to feel deeply rooted down through your sitting bones and really airy through your head. And then notice any qualities to your experience that have shifted from when you began. Draw your palms to meet in front of your heart and take a really sweet breath right to the core of your being. Exhale, release one more time, clear. Lift your heart up toward your brain and then bow your brain in gently towards your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice and your space and your time with me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. This, I think, is a great flow for every day. So if you're not already, make sure to go down below and subscribe to my channel. That really supports me. But I hope that you're doing really well wherever you are, and I hope that you have an awesome rest of the day or the night. I'll see you next time. Bye.